Darren Stevens took his second 5-wicket haul of the season as Kent stormed to victory on the final day in Hove, keeping the pressure up on Notts at the top of the table. 413 for 5 overnight, Sam Northeast made the relatively easy decision to declare and leave his side a day to take the 10 wickets required for victory, whilst Sussex had the improbable target of 427 runs. However improbable that target did appear, the early indications from the Sussex openers was that they would give it a go, as Nash and Finch started to pick up boundaries from the 3rd over onwards. 49 without loss at the end of the 12th over, Nash brought up the 50 partnership in emphatic style when he hit Claydon over the ropes for 6. The next over was the 4th in a tight spell from Stevens, but Finch managed to hit the seamer to the boundary for the first time, only to be on his way back to the pavilion the very next ball, caught by Treadwell for 24. Rawlins was the new man at the crease and he was quickly off the mark, but just as quickly together with a new partner, as Nash became Stevens' second victim when he edged through to keeper Rouse for 31. Van Zyl was the new man in, and he had a lucky reprieve early in his innings when he was put down in the slips off Stevens. But the 40-year-old had his man on the first ball of his very next over, substitute fielder Adam Ball, taking the catch in the slips as Van Zyl went back to the pavilion for a 4-ball duck. Rawlins continued to hold down an end, but Stevens was to strike again in his next over, this time trapping new batsman Evans leg before for 2. Luke Wright was the new man in, sending his first delivery over the boundary for 4, but he was out 3 overs later, Claydon getting amongst the wickets as he removed the batsman LBW for 7. Sussex 83 for 5 at this stage, and in the next over they were 83 for 6, as Stevens completed his 5-fer, Rawlins edging through to Rouse for 9. Brown was the new man in and along with Visa offered resistance through until lunch, putting on 19 runs as the home team went in at the interval on 102 for 6. After the break, Stevens started to receive some punishment, notably from Visa, who hit him for a 6 and a 4 in his opening over. With the partnership worth over 50, Northeast decided to change things in his attack, bringing Coles on to bowl. The results were immediate, as the England Lion had Visa caught by Bell Drummond for 25. Philander and Brown halted Kent once more, and the keeper secured a well-earned 50, his second of the match, picking up where he left off at the end of last season. But it was a fleeting resistance, as Philander became Cole's second victim when he was caught by Denley for 8. Archer and Brown struck a series of 4s off Claydon's next over, but the West Indian became the 9th man out when Coles struck again in his very next over, Ball with his second catch of the day. It was only a matter of time now before Kent sealed the win, and on the first ball of the 51st over of the innings, Wayne Parnell finally grabbed his first wicket of the innings, having Shazad out, caught by Denley for 5. Sussex 200 all out, giving Kent the win by 226 runs. 22 points for the visitors, and they sit 1 point shy of leaders Notts on 43. Next up, they host Derbyshire. Sussex travel to Trent Bridge.